Hi there, and welcome to week 11. Yeah, week 11 already. I guess with Craig. How's it going?
Good morning, Johnny. How are you?
I'm all right. Enjoying the Sunday off. But
Well, that's week 11. 3 weeks to go. We're back into the divisional matches again. Crazy, eh?
yeah, you don't have to remind me.
Yeah. Getting to the nitty gritty now. We're in the home straight, and it's time to start seeing who's playoff bound and who's going to the toilet bowl once more.
Yeah, and obviously it's trade deadline was on Thursday, so
Yes.
there's a couple of trades gone through. One's pending because both teams played on Thursday, but it should go through on Tuesdays. But obviously, I don't know if it been sleeping, I'd be able to push it through, but I can't. So
You know,
so.
it was accepted before Thursday, so it should go through. Is that the Eli Mitchell one?
No, it's another one. So
All right.
that one went through, I think.
That went through, yeah. That was
well.
the highlight of a nothing trade if I ever saw one.
Yeah, whereas this one coming up is a complete horrible trade.
Well, I mean, where do you? I mean, what do you say? It's the most ridiculous trade you've ever seen in your life, and it's one of those ones where, for me, see if Doug goes on and wins this now, it taints the title. Sorry, but it does.
It does.
I mean, I don't know what Mark's play. If he thinks he's having a pop at me, he's not having a pop at me. I've got no chance of winning it this year. He's having a pop at Grote and Alan and Michael and the ones who are got genuine brilliant teams and I've got a good chance of winning this year. And he's just, I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It makes no sense. And you can say that Goff's doing okay as much as you like. Well, Goff, I'll get the cheek to compare it to my trade with Graham for Prescott, but sending over Love, Prescott for a fifth. Well, I'm sorry, but Love maybe wins Graham the match this week. Goff ain't winning Mark jack shit this week. Do you know what I mean?
And yeah, it's on the 7th as well. So, yeah.
So I mean, whatever. Whatever. At the end of the day, it's not going to make that. It's not making Doug strong enough to go on and win it. I hope Mahomes carries on the way he's been playing, and it ends up being a proper bum for him. But we'll see.
Well, I think we might laugh at that one if it is. But yes, I made my comments in the chat on that one, and I'm not. Yeah.
I just.
I'm not overly amused with it, to be honest. It's a bit of a slap in the face for everybody else that's trying to win it.
Well, that's
I'm not winning. I'm just trying to get into the playoffs. But players have been doing decent trades.
You can't be giving away Patrick Mahomes for a 7th round pick. It's just, and especially when you're giving up a 9. And let's not forget, Mark's 7th is now going to be fairly early. Doug's 9's going to be mega late, So Mark's 9's going to be mega early, and Doug's 7's going to be mega late. So it's going to be about a round and a half in total in between it.
Yeah,
for Patrick Mahomes. So anyway,
it's a keeper, and obviously he's been keeping Mahomes for so long. But anyway, so we'll go on to this one. So this one did go through on Thursday or Friday, but maybe Friday. It's after the game, I think. But
yeah, this is a funky one, and I see what Alan's doing. He sees Mitchell as a little bit of an upgrade on Dowdle. I'm not convinced I agree, but I think they're both much of a. At the end of the day, for both of these players, you're needing an injury to happen to the bell cow, So
you got to think, okay, Dowdle did get a touchdown for the passing game, and Mitchell did get in when the 49ers were that far ahead that they gave McCaffrey a break. So if the 49ers are going to destroy teams, he's going to get a lot of the fourth quarter, if you look at it that way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Are they going to destroy teams? We had that 3-game blip in the middle of the season there where they lost, and they were very tight games. And I know that they are they're designed to destroy teams, but I mean, you would think that they're going to start putting McCaffrey more and more in cotton wool as well towards the end of the season. Whereas, with Dowdle, Dowdle's the same. Dowdle's getting more touches in Dallas, to be fair. But
yes.
What does it? Whereas Mitchell's a better player.
Yeah.
But either one's one injury away from a bell cow. So it's I mean, it's much for much.
You probably were like that. Pollard probably likely to stay healthy over McCaffrey, so you got to understand that with thinking. But yeah, let's see, we'll be wrapping up in cotton wool soon.
You would like to think so. So yeah, I mean, I see what both are doing. You know, they're both trying to kind of get that. We'll see what one pans out the best, but chances are neither will, and it's just a wee bit of a toss about and the reserves.
Mm-hmm. So this one will go through on Tuesday. I quite like this one actually.
On Tuesday. Oh yes, I did. I seen this one. Yeah. So I mean, this is I don't know what Grote's playing.
Well, he's obviously hoping that they might have to throw the one more and Metcalf will get it, but I do obviously Garrett Wilson will be more looking towards next year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's given away a sixth. I guess. I mean, it's a bit of a nothing trade again as well. Wilson and Metcalf are both having highly disappointing seasons, is the thing, you know. Now Wilson's is because of his quarterback, etc. Metcalf, he's got the same quarterback as last year and such, you know.
Yeah, but he's not playing as well as he was last year.
No, he's been a massive disappointment, Johnny, because I went big on Metcalf this year. I thought he was going to do really well, and he's really not. And Garrett Wilson's just got a quarterback issue. That's his problem. But
I know, he's a quality player, but a crap quarterback. So.
Mark's going to be going from, obviously, you know, with being the Jets and such, you know. But I mean, if Rodgers was to come back for the run-in type thing, you know, and he got him in there, then Wilson would suddenly become
very good,
a top player, you know. But I mean, I see what Grote's doing. It is an upgrade for him at this moment in time, as the way things stand. It is an upgrade for him. Don't think he needed it much, but
not really, no. Although did he lose last week? Yeah, he did. So
he lost last week. Yeah, he did.
A mini panic just to make sure he gets back on the winning streak.
It seems that way a little bit, doesn't it?
But then because obviously he lost Walker this week, but he got Charbonnet to do it. So it was good having both of them in the end because you got one to play instead of the other.
Yeah. But yeah,
Walker is a better player. So yeah, because they both played, I think it says on the site that'll go through on Tuesday. But obviously there was only one trade really we're talking about this weekend. I don't really want to talk about it, so
no. So let's move on.
We'll go on to the games, and this is why Grote is a bit of a shock mode.
Yeah, so we got a wee bit far, and there you go. This is why Wilson's been given a heave-ho as well. I would imagine, you know, with the old minus 1.1 here. But yeah, he got a wee bloody nose against the already folded Graham. Farts Flying Eagles 70.16, 49.20. So it's just one of those weeks for Grote, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, nothing to get everybody in his team, barring his kicker, underperformed.
What do you think of Eckler? What are you thinking of Eckler at the moment? He doesn't look right to me. He's not running fast. He's no.
Well, pot calling a kettle black because I'm fat, but he looked fat. He did look like a fullback running down the field. He did not look like a running back running down the sideline. That's why he got caught. Last year, he probably wouldn't have been caught. So this year he got caught. So
I see that being a potential issue for Grote in the run-in, you know, but I mean, he's got plenty in the background there. You know, Walker's obviously out, but he's got Charbonnet came in and indeed played probably this week because obviously the Thursday game, we've had 4 games already, which is unusual at this point. But yeah, I mean, he could have went with Dobbs and he could have, you know, bumped his score a little bit. He could have went with Henderson and bumped his score. He could have went with Smith and bumped his score. But at the end of the day, none of it would have been enough. He just had one of those weeks where his players didn't turn up, you know, none of them.
Well, obviously, I think Williams is back as well, so Henderson might not get as much touches. So,
well, Henderson's dropped now, is he not?
Has he dropped him now? Is he?
They released him and then they signed him back to the practice squad. So he got released on Tuesday.
Oh, for God's sake!
So did Henderson as soon as he got released? So yeah, no, Williams is back and plugged straight back in. So
it's all right. He picked up CH.
And he dropped Henderson,
did he? Yeah, on Thursday. Wednesday.
Yeah, it makes sense. Henderson's gone now. Williams is back and Rivers ain't far behind, and they're obviously preferring Freeman as a backup. So
yeah,
a good one for Graham. You know, it moves him to 2-8. I mean, it's 2-8, so it doesn't matter worth a shit. You know, but he'll certainly be. Well, it moves him to 3-8. Sorry, 3-8. So.
Oh yeah, I sort of half done them, but I hadn't changed them all.
But
yeah, because he's up to 15th now as well, so 3-8.
Yeah, so he gets up above Graham. That will be up above Graham and that then in 15th. But I mean, it's a good win for him, and 70 points. That's the kind of totals that you're looking for in the consolations. To have a shot at winning the game. So yeah, it's not looking. He's got Fournette sitting there. He's not touched the ball yet, but I wouldn't give up on him just yet. Because Buffalo might throw him in at any time.
Well, that's it.
Adam's done a bit better for him this week, which was good news for him. Tutu might get some more touches if Cup's out. I don't know if Cup's out or not, or if he's
Cup's in this week apparently. So
is he in? Is he? That's because it was either he's going to play or he's going in IR, nothing in between, So
well, no, I think it's down to play tonight. I think or today, so he'll be back.
But Njoku there, Njoku had 15 targets on Sunday. 15 targets from that rookie quarterback. So there's every chance that, Njoku's going to have a really good run in while he takes over. And especially the more that they stay in the hunt, the more they stay in the hunt, that defense is legitimate, that Browns D.
Yeah.
That is not going to concede a lot of points. So Njoku could do really well in the run in and then in the playoffs. Graham could be looking good for getting an early pick next year.
You can't do. So we'll go on to the next one. It is Doug himself.
Yeah, so he got the win this week. Good win, 81-66 against Batman's Boobies, 63-84. Nice to see Batman's Boobies obviously don't turn up against anyone but me. But it's a good win. Again, it's only 80 points. That's 3 weeks in a row now. Doug scored. This is the most he scored in 3 weeks. He's won all three, but this is the most points he scored in 3 weeks. So I guess that's got to be a positive thing. But Hollywood Brown's not doing well. He seems to not be the man for Kyler. That's Kyler played 2 games now, and Hollywood's bummed out on both. But Kyler Murray's had 2 good games.
Yeah, he has.
So that must be a bit worrying. McLaurin, I get, McLaurin, they just share it about so much in Washington that's a problem. AJ Brown 0.80, that's not going to happen very often.
So 1 catch for 8 yards. Yeah.
No. Yeah, that won't happen often, and he'll get a lot more from Brown going forward. Obviously, Montgomery is plugged back in and play and is coexisting with Gibbs just fine. Warren looks like he's ready to take over in Pittsburgh. The problem is Harris is still going to get his touches, and many, many of them.
Yeah.
So Doug's looking fine. I don't think he's looking championship material, but he's looking fine. The problem I see him having as well is switching between Warren, Hubbard, Spears, who plays who, Brown, Smith and Jigba, who plays, who doesn't, it's...
and obviously he's now got the problem of who plays between Kyler Murray and Patrick Mahomes.
Well, there's only one player that's going to play there. I hear that Mark got the option of Goff or Murray, whatever one he wanted, and he took Goff. Slightly surprised there. I thought he would have taken Murray. But
because of the running aspect, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's Murray consigned to Doug's bench for the rest of the season, because I don't see him chucking him into agency just in case something happens to Mahomes. He's got a good cover, So, and yeah, for Ray, it's 4-7 now. I was quite cheeky after I seen that stupid trade going through from Doug and Mark. I went to it and I offered Ray up Barkley in my 5th for McCaffrey and his 9th, but he ignored that. So I've pulled that away.
I'm not even too sure he looks at them half the time, to be honest.
I know that's the thing, but I've pulled it down now anyway. But I did make that offer. So Ray, if you didn't see it, that offer was there, and if you would like to accept Barkley in a 5th for McCaffrey in your 9th, then send it over and I will accept.
Well, it's too late now.
It's too late now. It's gone.
Too late now. Yeah. You should have sent him a message saying check your bloody inbox.
Missed it, but yeah, there we go. So 4-7 for Ray now. So he's down. He's in 12th spot. What's holding playoffs at the moment? The 7-4. Oh no, sorry, it's not. Where's 8?
6-5.
6-5 it is. Yeah, 6-5. So it's because 8's top of the East Division. So yeah, it's Ross. Ross at 6-5 is holding the final spot. So I mean, he's 2 games down with 3 to go. So it's not completely over, Johnny.
No, it's not. It's good as, but not quite.
Yeah, and it's his problem there is Watson's gone. And O'Connell's just not going to cut. O'Connell's
Well,
just
he only scored 9 points last week.
9.14 points.
Yeah.
So, it's just he's not going to cut it. I mean, he'll do him okay, but, he needs McCaffrey and Stevenson to really start to fly. Taysom Hill's going to need. Is that Taysom Hill he's got there? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it will be.
Taysom
But
Hill,
then they
might,
put Stevenson back in formation because obviously it didn't have to picking up a running back. So
oh yeah, definitely.
will
I
have
mean,
Stevenson
will
back,
come straight
so.
back in. He'll need Cooper and God. I mean, Cooper's a problem because of who's thrown it to him now. That's it. And Myers is just doing nothing with O'Connell, unfortunately. O'Connell's not got that many.
And you thought he would have put the Dolphins defense back in the other night, so we'll find out later on if he did or not.
So yeah, I mean, there you go. That's it's not looking great for Ray now, but he's not completely out of it. But he does need McCaffrey to really start firing, and he needs some good things to happen elsewhere if he's going to make a run at the playoffs.
So next up, we've got the Tartan Bears against the Factory of Sadness.
So yeah, so this was another shock win that the East did, but the East bit back a little bit this week, Johnny. 2-2. They got a 2-2 draw, and this was the next one, and keeps Joe well in the hunt. I mean, that's Joe top of the division now. Mark's kind of looks like he's chucked it with the whole throwing in of Mahomes thing, but I mean, he now has Joe, Ray, and Graham to play, and Graham and Ray are pretty much, lower. So, I mean, Mark can still make the playoffs. That's what doesn't get. That's what gets me. That's what I don't get to trade for as well. He can still make the playoffs.
I know. I think obviously they've done a 5-game losing streak, so probably that's why I thought.
But Joe's looking very good for the playoffs now because obviously, that's him top of the division. Mark's chucked it. Graham's chucked it. Ray's hit and miss, and he's lost his quarterback, which is a major problem. So a great win for Joe, this is, and it certainly gives him puts one foot in the playoffs, certainly. But if Cup's playing this week, then that's huge for him, because if he's got Cup playing, he's got St. Brown there, he's got Kittle in there who's doing really well. And Mitchell's just going to get better, and I think he's going to get more and more carries in Baltimore. I really do.
Yeah,
he looks explosive.
He does, and obviously, I think is it Michael Thomas on IR now?
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, but he's got Drake London there to come back in, and
Sanders is getting the ball again as well. So
get rid of Chark, and Sanders is getting a few touches again. Yeah, so I mean, he's got options there, Joe, and he's looking very good for the playoffs now. Where for Sean, it's just a wee blip in the road, isn't it? It's nothing major. It's he's still 7-4. The problem Sean's got now is he's heading into the gauntlet of the North.
Yes,
with a loss, and at 7-4, needing one more win, So it's me he's playing this week as well. So it's me and him this week. So I'm hoping that I can just keep him down there and
down. Yes.
But I mean, he's got the team there to do it, as Derek Henry starts playing when the snow comes in, doesn't he? And that's the snow coming in America now. So it's time for Derek Henry to step up. Singletary, he's got Pierce. Singletary or Pierce. Who are you playing this week if you're sitting with both, Johnny?
Singletary for this week at least.
Yeah, I mean, my problem is I don't know. Therefore, I don't think I can play either, and that's the problem.
The way I see it, I don't usually like playing a player when they've just come back from injury.
No, me neither.
Not the first game back.
He's going to take touches. Yeah, so I mean, he's got Elijah Mitchell if he wanted to plug him in, but I'm not convinced I would want to play either Singletary or Pierce this week. I just don't know what one's getting the touches. What Jay Williams is that he's got sitting there?
That'll be the wide receiver, is it?
Is it Jameson Williams?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Jameson Williams, yeah. So, I mean, Jameson Williams is coming right into a game as well now. Chase is a problem for Sean, I think. Chase is his big problem because of who's thrown to him. The quarterback situation there. And, they're going to be gone. So, yeah, Chase could be a problem in the run-in for him, certainly. But Waddle, Kincaid, Addison, Williams, all got massive upsides, Hopkins doing fine. Howell is surprisingly very well at quarter. Not surprisingly, but he's consistently scored very decent. Howell, this season he's getting it.
Well, he was getting compared to him and Ridder. Look how bad Ridder is now. Well, Hill's doing. So obviously, he's a lot better than Ridder.
Oh, a lot. But I mean, Howell's got the most passing yards this year from any quarterback. Any quarterback this year. So
he's also got the most sacks as well. Did you know?
Yes. They've not got a good front, but that's the thing. He's got the most passing.
And that's coming from a Giants fan.
Line.
Yeah.
So
he's always throwing at second and 20 and stuff like that, though. So that gets you yards back.
So it's a good win for Joe here, and I would say that I wouldn't say it's a loss that Sean could afford to lose, but with the division that he's in the final 3 games that he's got, really didn't want to.
I think he should still be fine, though, because everybody else is beating everybody else up. So
that's it. I mean, 7 at the end of the
7
day,
might be enough to get in.
He's got to beat me. He's got to beat Doug, or he's got to beat Grote, and if he beats one of us, he's in.
Yeah, I think 7 might still sneak it anyway.
It might. So very well might, but yeah, I mean, there's every chance it will. But if he's on a 3-4 game losing streak when it gets to that, will it be enough? Or will it be enough to be in, but you lose out in whatever the site does to work out who's 8th?
Yeah, whatever the site does. So we'll go on to your one. It's a nice little win there to get to your 8th and put you back up to keep you at number 1.
It did, yes. Thankfully, I got there. I mean, it wasn't as good. The scoring wasn't as good this week. Obviously, it's 90 points, but it was more than enough. Prescott showed up again for me, 20 points. Barkley, 26. And Barkley is the New York Giants offense, so that's why I thought waving him in and Ray's under Ray's nose might help get the job done and get McCaffrey over, because Barkley is the Giants offense, but they're going to, the Giants are poor this year, and there's going to come a point where they're kind of, for me, they're not going to want to kill Barkley. They're going to want to wrap him up for next season. So that's why I was interested in trading him out. But yeah, great win for me. Moore back to doing well now that Fields is back, so that's great news for me. A-Chain, obviously, I rolled the dice with him. It didn't matter in the end. I kind of hoped it wouldn't, and that's why I did.
Well, you got Taylor back from a bye, so you're okay. So
yeah, JT's back now, so that's plugged straight in there for A-Chain. There's no ifs, no buts, no maybes there. And it's Saints back as well off their bye week for me, which is good. And as for Mark, well, I mean, he's thrown the towel in. We're sitting at 5 and 6 and 1 game off the top of his division, and he's thrown the towel in.
He's not got Mahomes anywhere. Basically, 2 best players last week he got rid of.
But Mahomes and Metcalf are gone, and I don't see Wilson plugging in and making any major differences, So yeah, I would say it's all about. I mean, you never know. He's got Bijan there. Is that Bijan Robinson?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got Bijan, so he's got Bijan to come back in. But he's been disappointing this year in the fantasy, given where he was getting drafted and such, and redrafts, not in dynasties, because dynasties, he's got many years to come, but he was getting drafted in the first round in some redrafts, and he's been so disappointing for that. So we'll see how he finishes the season. But
I'm pretty sure he got drafted in the first round in the Orkney Bowl.
Gabe Davies, I mean, he's just a proper boomer bust.
Oh, yeah. He's either 20 points or no points. Yeah, Catherine's dropped him this week, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually plugged him in this week because everyone's dropping him this week. So I've thought this is the week he's going to go and have a 25-pointer, So I've plugged him in a few teams this week with hope. But yeah, he's got Dotson, who might do okay. But outside of that, I just don't see where the points are coming from here. McKinnon and Perrine will get the odd ones out here and there, have the odd week. Higby's done absolutely nothing for about 3 years now. Jono Smith, Shaheed, he's a boomer bust like Davies, but you need to plug him in the right week. Badgent's more than pointless now, so I'm guessing he's gone now. Samuel had a no bad game on Wednesday, so it'll be interesting to see if he's played him.
Well, he lasted longer than last week.
On Thursday, sorry. So yes, it's looking better for me. That's me back to the top of the division, tied at the top with Douglas, but back to where I belong.
That's where you've been for most of the season, all the season actually. You
Yes.
haven't lost top spot in the division all year, have you?
No,
Did
but
you?
they've tied me up a couple of times, but I've kept it because I beat all three of them, so I've got the head-to-head against them all.
Yes. So okay, we'll go on to the South, be the West. We've got the
So-
led by the regular season champion.
So dipping into the South versus the West now, and again we had this was split 2-2 again as well, which was quite good. But yeah,
right.
Michael's rolling again, 104 points. Was that there wasn't many that got over 100 this week, was there?
I
One,
think
three
one
teams,
more.
three teams. So Michael was second highest score at 104, and a great one. He's now he's waiting on the playoffs now. It's all about what seed he's going to get, and given the fact there are no buys to play for, he's got a 3-week kind of stroll through the division to see what's what. Because I don't think there's even. Can you even catch him for no? So he said. In fact, I think Michael's got the division wrapped up with 3 weeks to go.
Yeah, unless he loses all three, then yeah.
Yeah, I've been
Even if he's 3-0 and I'm 2-1.
Did you beat him the last time round?
No, that's why he's 3-0. I'm 2-1. If he lost, I'm not going to win all my 3 games anyway because I'm playing him this week. But he's got the division sold.
So yeah, the division wrapped up with 3 weeks to spare. So well done, Michael. Great season. 8-3, knocked out the park. The team is looking strong for the playoffs, so that's what he's got a 3-week panic waiting on the playoffs now, but
well, that's what it plays in his head though, because he's usually got a 3-week panic waiting in the playoffs and fucks it up in week 1.
Yeah,
that's 5 weeks, so that's the problem. So poor boy.
I mean, you have to think that Cincinnati are going to run the ball a lot more now that they've not got Burrow, and who have brought it Browning. So that might play into his hands for Mixon.
Well, it could be the opposite though. They could just be completely stopping the run and then
that's the thing.
Useless,
they could. The defenses could just bomb up.
But he's got James Conner there, so that's okay. I mean, so
yeah, he's got Conner to come in. He's got Judy to come in as well, who does okay. And Olave's obviously sitting there on bye week, but Tyreek Hill, Hopkins, Etienne, Mixon, Robinson's doing very well in Washington,
Hawkinson.
And Stroud, Stroud is going to be his quarterback going forward now. I just don't see him playing Smith. He has to be. So yeah,
unless he gets injured,
things are looking very good for Michael. And well, I mean, Graham's always, Graham's got to expect 60-point weeks. His draft's done after round 8 next season, apart from the last pick. But still scoring 60 points is absolutely fine for that kind of team, and Miller's to come back off bye, might start getting a few touches, as the season goes on. Mayer's going to do better. Lockett will do better than that. Rice and Flowers will be very hit and miss the whole way, So, I mean, it's fine for Graham. Jordan Love is going to do him fine, and Jordan Love's done fine in fantasy all season long.
Yeah. He did well on Thursday, so.
So so I mean, it's all about this is 2 teams who are now waiting on the playoffs. There's no ifs, no buts, no maybes. Graham down in 16th and Michael up there in first, or second. So yeah, it's all about playoffs for these 2 teams.
Definitely. And then we've got the inform of the bottom half, Eskimo Brothers.
I mean,
I actually thought they were going to lose this game. I was quite surprised they ended up winning it, to be honest. But yeah, 3-game win streak.
It's not over for him, is it? It's not over for Sean, no, yet. And he's got Skeen, it's just divisional games to go. So he's got to play you, he's got to play Alan. Now, both of you are 5 and 6 and sitting okay and come, decent teams. So it's not going to be easy for him, but he's on a 3-game win streak now. And if he can get a win against Michael, he's not dead yet. Sean's not out of it.
No. Well, he plays Alan this week. I think he plays me next week, and he plays Sean in the last week. So potentially it could be in second.
So it could it could be up there in it could be up there playing for a place in the playoffs in week if he can win those 2 against Michael. So yeah, Great run from Sean, right at the right time, right at a great time to get on a great run. So, I mean, Allen's flying for him. Mattison's a bit of a problem, and Chandler seems to be taking more and more off him, which is a problem. But he is still getting plenty of touches.
Well, that was the thing. It was 18 carries to 11, was it? But obviously, Chandler did more with us, and he had the catches. I think that's the difference.
Yeah, he's getting it all through the air, which is the thing. But White's becoming a must play now, isn't he? He's a auto start.
Yes, Brandon Cooks had a good
volume. Although,
is he not questionable for this week? I saw somewhere that he might not be playing.
Oh, I think he'll be okay. I think he's okay.
And you got Brandon Cooks had a good game against the Giants. Hopefully he plays.
Yeah, hopefully he plays.
Everybody a good game against the Giants, to be honest. And he got the Brown defense against so Browns defense.
Well, the Browns D, the Browns D is absolutely legit, but they don't seem to do great in fantasy. They mustn't do. They must just hold them and get the punch. They don't seem to score massively in fantasy very often. But obviously, solid as a rock and don't concede a lot of points. Always good to plug them in there. Yeah. But Ferguson's, doing very well too. Keenan Allen's obviously doing very well, but what a couple of drops he had.
Yes.
What a couple of drops he had. But and then Dicker the kicker, doing fine. So yeah, it's looking positive for Sean all of a sudden. And Chris is, I mean, this was a real tight game. This went right to the wire, this game. It really did.
So is this...
I can't remember what the Monday night game was now, but I'm sure there was players playing in this game. And it was tight, But yeah, so I mean, Chris is getting getting Jefferson back just too late, and obviously Richardson's out. It was never going to be his season, and now at 3-8, that is absolutely confirmed that he will not be participating in the playoffs because he can't now catch Allen. He's 3-8 versus 7-4, so he can't win the division, and 6 wins is not going to be enough to make the playoffs. So Chris is heading into the consolation this year.
Graham. Yeah.
He's just got to write this season off, Johnny, as one of those seasons. You get injuries like that and it's impossible in a league like this as well, with 16 teams, with 16 managers, 15 managers who know exactly what they're doing in Mark. But it's, so you have seasons like this when injuries take hold. There's nothing you can do.
And you've got to think he's probably going to keep Jefferson and Richardson as his keepers.
100%, 100%. I mean, Richardson saw it. Richardson,
well, I think he might, though. You know what I mean? Because obviously he looked good.
But the question is, when is it? Are you going to be able to draft Richard? When the draft goes next year, will Richardson make round 3?
Well, Aaron Rodgers was kept, yes.
And if he does, then you don't keep him.
But some strange things happen in the draft.
Oh, absolutely, and it's he'll very much be a popular quarterback next year. He'll be one of the earlier quarterbacks drafted.
And you got to think when he gets Jefferson back, he's got a good chance of the consolation.
But it'll be absolutely.
He could end up with the number 1 pick.
Watson's now absolutely flying. Nico Collins has had a real good season. Pollard started to pick up the points. Ford is going to go. Ford's going to be fine in the run-in. They're going to run the ball a lot. Laporta's doing absolutely fantastic. So yes, I'd 100. And Zay Jones is now back.
He's got a bloody good team. To be 3-8, he's got a bloody good team.
Remember, he was like 3-1 or something like that. He started very well and rightly so, but then when he lost Richardson and Jefferson, it all went. You can't afford to lose those players in leagues like this. So, unlucky, Chris. Unlucky for the season. You've got 3 games now to get yourself ready to take a tilt at winning the consolations, getting the first round pick, and you can go fine and kind of part winner, blobbed it. Winner, there you go.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
so
what
we'll go on to the highest scoring team of the week against.
So great result for Ross. Puts them right in the hunt. Gives them the golden seat at the moment for position number 8 in the playoffs. So he's got Allen, who he's beaten here, so it's a massive win. He's got you at 5 and 6 right behind him. He's got Mark right behind them at 5 and 6. But he's now got the box seat, and it's his to lose. and what a performance to do so.
Yeah, well, they got the perfect passer rating per day, as Doug keeps on reminding us.
Great shout.
Georgia
Playing
Swift.
Putty over Burrow, by the way. He played Putty over
good.
Burrow. That was massive.
Wouldn't have made any difference in the end anyway, but obviously
No,
Gus the Bus still
call.
scoring touchdowns. He has lost Andrews, so I don't know if he picked anybody up.
He has lost Andrews. He must have picked someone up. So he's not got a tight end there on the bench. But yeah, so
he's just picked up Tommy DeVito.
Who?
Tommy DeVito. Danny DeVito.
No, he's not.
Yes, yesterday. Boys are back in town. Added Tommy DeVito. Obviously, he's put Privy Burrow in IR. So
well, aye, but what's the point? That's it. Has Purdy had his bye week?
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing then. Anyway, nice.
Oh yeah, Ray I've got to say, Batman's movie picked up Gardner Minshew and dropped Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, that's not stupid. But yeah, it's Ross is 6-5 now, looking very good. You know, the team's just fine. You know, James Cook's going along well now. Swift's going along well. He's got Debo in there. Rondell Moore seems to be Murray's favourite at the moment. Know, so that's going to be good news. Obviously, he's going to replace Andrews, but Edwards is going to get. The thing about Edwards is he's the goal line back, and they get to the goal line a lot. So
yeah, well, look, he picked up Hunter Henry. He dropped two and picked up Henry.
Let's not forget, after 2 weeks, Hunter Henry was the number one scoring tight end in football. So you know,
he's playing the Giants this week, so he got a chance.
I know he's done nothing since, but yeah, he'll do fine. And then you got for Allen, it's a bad loss, and it's a bad week to have it was a bad time to have a bad week. So you know, Jackson's done it fine, but Harris has got to be a worry for him. Hunt, you know, he's not, you know, it definitely seems to be Ford number one there. He's picked the wrong Jaguar there, and this is a problem he's got. If he doesn't play them both, it's picking the right one, you know.
Well, it's probably like a good chance of playing them both because Pickens is doing bugger all. He's just as well playing them both.
Oh, but I think he's got to play.
Shakir as well.
Douglas is going to be the man in New England. I think the back end of the season, so I'd be plugging him in for sure. But he's got Gray in there getting nothing. You know, he needs a tight end.
Oh yeah, good point. Actually, I don't think him.
He desperately needs a tight end. So you know, he needs to get rid of Murray. So you can see the holes in Allen's team for sure. But at 5 and 6 and a race round the divisions now to go, he's got every shout at making it into the playoffs, you know. But as I say, Ross holds a box seat, and we'll see. You know, it's his to lose in the last 3 weeks.
I'm just seeing if Allen picked anybody up, but
I will find out and look at the games.
Not in the last week. So yeah, I don't really want to go on the last page because it's got a sore one.
Well, it's 93 points. I mean, it would have beaten most this week, Johnny, but yeah, you got a bit of a bloody nose. Alan, I'm assuming you missed him in Tesco's.
Yeah, she was hiding well. I think he was going to the Co-op. I didn't do the Co-op much. It's a bit more expensive, so he's always got more money to spend. But
I was waiting on pictures of the wanted posters plastered around Kirkwall. Have you seen this man? But yeah, well,
I did actually see him in the car park. I didn't talk to him. I didn't want to freak him out.
well done, Alan. And to be fair, he scored 102 points, which is the third most points of the week, with Kamara on by, you know, with Williams on IR, who's now back.
Yeah, it's scary.
And he is going to be plugged straight in. As I say, they dropped Henderson straight away. He is their number one, and he ran really, really well when he was, you know, before he went on IR. So things are looking very strong for Allen, to the point where who do you play? Who do you drop? Chandler, Hall, Puka, Tank Dell, Kamara.
I know. I know Cup's back, but I don't think you can drop Cooper, to be honest, because Cooper still gets the targets. But it's a tough one. It's not my problem, so I have to worry about it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a problem Allen has, and it's such a strong team, you know, whereby Allen is, you know, kind of one of the favourites to go on and win this all now. But yeah, 5 and 6, Johnny, you're chasing now, but you're best when you're chasing. You've got nothing to worry about just yet.
Well, maybe this week, but that's a different matter. But yeah, this week my team's got to pick itself, but I know I had been on the bench, but Aaron Jones got off injured at the start of the game. That basically screwed that one up.
Yeah, that's screwed you. It's T. Higgins might be coming back soon again. No, that'll be good for you. And
he's out this week again. So, but then obviously, look at the quarterback. It's not really.
Yeah, I know, but you still want him playing, don't you? You'd still rather have him in and out. But you've got Foreman. Foreman got his touches despite Herbert being back, so that's got to be pleasing as well.
Well, he went up injured as well, so he's doubtful for this week as well.
You've got Tua, you get plenty in there, Johnny. So yeah, it was.
I still like my team. It just got a bit decimated in the week. That was it.
A great win for Allen, and it puts him absolutely in the box position to the point where I would say he's pretty much in. But one more win will secure it, and he does have Graham to come and he does have Chris to come. Graham and Chris both to play. So yeah, I would say that things are looking very good for Allen being in the playoffs. I would say he's as good as there now. And for yourself, you're in that dogfight, Johnny. So let's see how you do.
Yeah, let's see. I'm probably writing this week off, but next week I'll start a bit better.
So yeah, at the moment, the North is the league to be in. Myself and Doug 8-3, both 8-3 at the top. I'm first, he's second because I beat him. The Factory of Sadness and Varsity Blues changed my life. Both sitting 7-4. Everyone currently in the playoffs. Everyone looking good for the playoffs. Now we're in the divisional round again. So let's just take a spin around who's playing who in the North. And I'm playing Factory of Sadness this week, so I could do everyone a favour. All of those 5 and 6s and 6 and 5s, I could do them a favour by beating Sean and keeping them at 7-4 this week. And to be fair, I've made a great start on it.
You have indeed, Prescott,
because I've got Prescott in there. So he's had Howell, so I've got a 27-point lead.
You had Howell and Waddle.
Yeah, but a 27-point lead over the quarterbacks. He's only got 11 from Waddle. So that gives me a 16-point lead plus a free shot with DJ Moore. So it's far from over. There's a long way to go this week. And but yeah, a good start from me. And in the other game, it's Grote against Doug. So obviously Doug will be looking to get Doug could do the whole league a favour and keep Grote down there at 7-4.
Because 0 points with his kicker though.
And you know what Grote's like. He's a panic merchant. So see what goes on. But yeah, Doug's had already had Montgomery, McLaurin, and Patterson. Patterson got nothing. Yeah. Whereas Grote's had his Charbonnet, his flex. He stupidly left his flex playing. So that's locked up now. And he's 49 defense. He got 14 points. So that's a good start for him. He's left Wilson on the bench. But yeah, very close game, this one. This could come down to, I mean, Doug's still got Hollywood punched in there. And he can't put in Smith and Jigba now. So, and Doug's also locked his flex spot. What a moron. Here, Douglas, you don't know how to play this game.
Yes.
Locked up his flex in McLaurin. So yeah, so he's now forced into playing Hollywood Brown, and he's got a big. Oh well, no, he could play Watson. I guess he could play Watson. So close game, and obviously the North is all up in the air. Anyone could win it. Then we go into the South, and we've got Kirkwall Raiders at the top 7-4 and looking very good. Boys are back in town at 6-5 in second. And then Bluetown Patriots at 3-8, hide and seek at 2-9 up to take on the consolations.
So nice one to start with the Raiders against the boys are back in town.
Well, this is the one, isn't it? This is the game. Yeah. This is game of the week, and this is the game of the week in terms of if Ross loses this one, then Allen's the divisional winner, and he cements his spot. But what a start Ross has made!
I know. Oh yeah, he got 16 for the defense, 12 for the kicker, 15 for Debo. Only 11 per party, but he didn't really have to do much, to be honest.
Well, that's that. It's and Allen's only got 13.3 for Lamb, so I mean it's 13.3 points. It's a good one-player score, but he's lost to Debo. So 16 and 12 from the kicker and defense. That's huge.
Well, he's got the Broncos defense against Cleveland, so that could be a complete dogfight, that one, depending on how to stop the run.
Yeah.
He's got Puka and still Tank Dell. Obviously, that'd be a bit of a shooter, that one, I think.
Yeah, it should be.
Williams back in, Kamara back in, and Herbert. So
He's got Williams plugged right back in there as well. So he's leaving Chandler. He left Hall on the bench. That was a big call to leave Hall on the bench.
He left Jets defence on the bench as well, 13 points.
So yeah, I mean that's the kind of teams that they have. That's these two teams are very strong, and that's what they've got sitting in there, you know. So yeah, we'll see how. But that's game of the week. No matter what is playing anywhere else, that's game of the week. And then
I'll be watching that game more than my game anyway. So that's all.
Yeah.
Is it the Blue Toons? No.
The other game in the south is the Blue Toon Patriots against Hyde and Zeke. Not much to talk about there. Both are looking towards the playoffs now. Doesn't look like Jefferson's coming back off IR this week for Chris, and
2 points for Love.
Miller's out and Wilson's out for Graham. Michael Wilson are out for Graham. So yeah, nice start for Love. Great start. Great. As I said, you know, Love's going to do him just fine, but Chris has just had just as good a start as well because Pollard and Watson's went well and Laporte went well.
Yeah, so basically Graham's had one good player start. Okay for Dylan, not a lot from Lockett, but then Chris has had 3 good players play. So they both had 3 each, but it should be a very close game.
Should be a close game. And then if we go and look at
he's still got Mims playing.
I know. He's going to have to give up on Mims. Give up on Mims, Chris.
Put Zay Jones in. Go on, do it.
But then we've got the East. So Tartan Bears, defending champions, 6-5, top of the division, looking good to win division now. Coping badly Jets in second place, 5-6, but tossed that in. Batman's Boobies in third at 4-7, still not completely dead. In fact, Flying Eagles obviously playing for the playoffs now at 3-8. It's
a good one for Mostert getting 2 touchdowns. That helps his cause.
But again, it's the big one straight off the bat. First week, Coping badly Jets playing the Tartan Bears. Winner will be looking good to top the. You know, if Joe wins it, he's topped the division effectively. If Mark wins it, then it's they're both 6-6, and it's a dogfight the last 2 weeks. So you almost want Mark to win it, you know, to keep it interesting. But it's not looking positive for him.
Although I do wonder though, if Mark beats Joe, I think he might be above him on head-to-head in the division because he's on a 5-game losing streak, so he must have done really well in his division to start with. Yeah,
could very much be. You know, it's we'll see how that pans out. I mean, he's got 19 points for Goff. It's not a complete disaster, and Goff never is a complete disaster. You know, the thing is, Goff's got a ceiling.
Yeah, even when he plays bad, he still gets like 15 points because they have to play catch up. So.
I mean, it's a decent start for him there, and you can see why he's chucking away Metcalf. I mean, he will be over the moon at getting a higher up position for Metcalf because Metcalf's been poor all year. But another 3.2, which very on the bench. But Joe's player as he started with Mostert, who started well, St. Brown, who's done okay, Kittle's not done a lot, but Aubrey's done him fine with 9 points from kicker, you know, so. Good start there. And then the other game, it's Batman. It's all about Batman's boobies, isn't it? It's an absolute.
So far it is. 55 points of 3 players to start. You can't argue with that.
And especially when that includes your defence and kicker, you know. So running back, defence, kicker. So, yeah, you've got to say that Ray's looking very good for the win there. And, you know, Graham, he's got Fields back in there now, you know. He's got 2 backup running backs, but that's what it is. But he's got Likely punched in there. He might go okay, you know, now that Andrews is out. So yeah, we'll see how Graham goes. But that's all about Batman's boobies, and can they get the one that keeps them interested?
Well, you've got Atwell, who's going to be the third string, so he'll need a touchdown to get any decent points.
Yeah, oh, he will. Yeah, if Cup's back, then that's the thing. If Cup's back, Atwell's a throwaway, isn't he?
Yeah, Beckham's touch and go. I think. Like I'll put him in a team as well because I think he might have a good game if he plays. I think he might be in a redraft, but I'll be keeping an eye on it because obviously he's still questionable. He might not even play.
Yeah, he might not play. That's
a good start for Batman.
He's got plenty to plug in there. He can plug in Gainwell, he can plug in Osborne, and he's got Njoku in the bench still. So Jings, it's a wide receiver or running back. So
it's not that kind of flex. Yeah.
So
we'll go on to my division then. So we've got
into the West. You've got Le'Veon on a prayer at 8-3, top of the division champions.
I got that one first.
Can't be caught. Madhouse G-Men at 5-6 in second place on a 2-game losing streak though. Alan, Scheme Team 5 and 6, and Eskimo Brothers on the 3-game win streak, 4 and 7, and not out of it yet.
No.
And who's playing who? So you've got the big one, week 1, Johnny.
Yeah, I've got the short straw this week.
Yeah, so you're really needing to get into. Has no done you proud, has he?
No, but as I get to, it's a Jets defense. I probably shouldn't have played them, but
Yeah,
I didn't really have a choice, to be honest. But
Gibbs has outplayed Robinson, which is a plus. But Hill's lost. Ayuk's lost to Hill, and Jordan Reed's a decent enough start at 11 there up against Etienne. So you never know there. But you're really needing Norton to keep up with Hawkinson this week.
Yeah, but then my defense got 0 points. They're lucky they didn't get minus points, to be honest, with that bloody.
Your D's gone. Your D's gone with 0. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't get minus. But yeah, I mean, your team picked itself this week, John.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, out, inactive, doubtful. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's nothing you can do. You just got to see what happens. Keep your
just take the loss and hope you get the last 2 to get in. That's the way I'm looking at it. So
that's it. You lose here and you win the last 2, and that should be enough to see you in, correct? And then in the other game, Eskimo Brothers and Scheme Team, well, it's a must-win for both. It really is. I mean, this is the second best. This is the second game of the week because it's absolute must-win for both. Sean's absolutely flying. I can see the Q next to White that you're saying there, but let's just see what he's saying. I don't think he's in any danger of missing.
I just saw somewhere this morning they were already talking about Edmonds and
expected
Vaughan.
But he's expected to play, but he's only got 3.5 points for Ferguson, but he got 13.2 for Cooks. That's all that he's had to go, and Allen's not started yet, but that no agreement.
He's got the 2 Jacksonville's in for the shootout against Houston. That actually might work out well this week because
I mean, it's every chance, and he's got if you've got them both. The problem is having them both. You don't want them both, but now you've got them both. You kind of have to play them both. Although I'm not sure I wouldn't be playing. As I say, I'd be playing Pop Douglas.
Yeah, I guess that giant secondary. But then you've got Deontay Johnson's playing against Cincinnati. John, apart from that one game 3 weeks ago, he's done bugger all. So.
He has, but at the same time,
the Cincy defense is still pretty good.
Yeah, they've got a new offensive coordinator as well, and remember, you get that offensive coordinator change bounce. I think this might be a good week for Deontay Johnson. I know it's a tough matchup for him, and I know that Cincy D is quite good against wide receivers, but I think that's a bounce back week for him, to the point where I'd be tempted to plug in Pickens as well if I was Allen. But certainly over Shakir. I would be playing Pickens over Shakir. I would be playing Pop Douglas over Shakir. But yeah, so big game for Eskimo Brothers, big game for Scheme Team. And, at the end of it, it's big games for a lot of teams this week. It's a big game for you, Johnny, not so much for Michael because he's already topped the division. So, but it's a big game for you, certainly.
Like I say, I've kind of just off with a loss because I've had 30 odd points and I've had 4 players playing. So yeah, it's not looking great.
It's a big game for Copen Badley Jets and Tartan Bears. That's a huge game, at the top of the division. It's a massive game for Kirkwall Raiders and boys are back in town. And every game in the north at the moment is really big. Not so much for me and Doug this week, but for Grote and for Sean, they're must wins,
Yeah, so next week I am playing Eskimo Brothers.
Yeah, so that's we'll see what happens this week, but that could be a massive game for you. But at this moment, yeah, it's what we now 5.5 hours to kick off, Johnny. So in 5.5 hours' time, it's big weeks for a lot of teams, and we'll see how things look at the end of week 13 with 2 weeks to go. The picture will be a lot clearer, I think.
Yes, that will be. It should be a good week though, just as long as Factory of Sadness pulls her finger out and gets a win.
Thanks very much.
Oh no, wrong one. Sorry, I meant
Grote. Grote, get your finger out, pal.
Get your finger out, Grote, bye. Get your head at that fucking pint glass and bit your team. No offense, Doug, but yes. Yeah, there is.
Look, but it should be a great week, and let's see what happens.
I know. It should be a good year. So good luck to everybody.
Apart from Doug.
That's it. And we'll see you next
week.
And Mark, yes. Yeah, oh yeah, Mark's now on the hit list as well. Now.
Cat's
Mark.
marked.